If you're a first-time homebuyer in Canada and you're looking for ways to save for your down payment, then you should consider opening one of these new accounts as soon as you possibly can. The federal government announced a first home savings account in their 2022 budget, and as of April of this year, 2023, Canadians can now open these accounts and start saving for their home tax-free. So today, we're going to break down everything that you need to know about the new first home savings account, otherwise known as the FHSA. And if you get any value out of this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. So what is the FHSA? Well, the main purpose of this tool is to help Canadians save for their first home. Now, there's obviously more to it than that, and we're going to look at this article for a couple key points here. So it says the FHSA allows individuals to save up to $8,000 per year in a tax-free account with a maximum contribution room of $40,000. Unused contributions will roll into the next year as well, but the amount you can carry over from previous years is capped at $8,000. So essentially, if you make $8,000 contributions the first year, but the second year you only contribute $4,000, then you have an extra $4,000 of rollover into the next year where you'd be able to contribute a total of $12,000. So they go on to say your money is tax-free on the way in and on the way out, which means that any contributions you make will be deducted from your income for tax purposes that year, and anything you take out will also be tax exempt. Now, here's why this is so crucial and such an important factor of the FHSA. So similar to an RRSP, the contributions are tax deductible. So if you make $50,000 a year and you contribute your maximum amount into the FHSA, which is $8,000 in a given year, your taxable income is reduced to $42,000. So there's instant tax savings there. Now, unlike an RRSP, but something that's similar to a TFSA, when it comes time to pull this money out to purchase a home, it's actually tax exempt and you do not pay any taxes on the withdrawals. So essentially, they've taken the best benefits from the RRSP and the TFSA and merged it into the new FHSA. Now, one comparison I want to make is to the home buyers plan, which is something that the federal government passed a couple of years ago, and it's with respect to the RSPs, and it allowed first-time home buyers to pull $35,000 from their RRSPs if they're using it to purchase a new home. The only caveat with the home buyers plan was you had to pay this money back over a 15-year period. And what this did was it left a lot of first-time buyers in a situation where they had just purchased a home and now they have to make contributions back into their RRSP to make up the money they had taken out rather than making other investments or even paying down their current mortgage. Now, with the new FHSA, this isn't a problem. As soon as you pull the money out to purchase a home, the account will be closed the following year and you do not have to pay the money back, like in the home buyers plan. So who can open an FHSA? Well, there are three criteria for eligibility. You have to be at least 18 years old, you have to be a Canadian resident, and you have to be a first-time home buyer. Now, what constitutes a first-time home buyer? Well, with the FHSA, it says anybody that hasn't owned or purchased or lived in a primary residence of theirs within 5 years of opening this account. So it applies to all true first-time home buyers in Canada, but it would also apply to somebody that sold their home, let's say 8 years ago, they've been renting for a long period of time, and now they're looking to get back into the market. Another key factor with eligibility is you and your partner are both eligible to open your own FHSA accounts. So you can actually double the tax-free contributions and withdrawals when it comes to purchasing a home. And now, how can you actually open one of these FHSA accounts? Well, you can do so through any of the major banks in Canada, and you can also do so through an FHSA issuer, such as a credit union or even an insurance company. And now, how is this account closed out? Well, like I mentioned, if you purchase a home, it's closed out the following year, but it's also going to be closed out 15 years after you open the account, or in the year that you turn 71 years old, whichever comes first. So how can you actually invest the money that's in your FHSA once you've been saving? Well, similar to a TFSA, you can have the same qualified investments such as public stocks on the stock exchange, GICs, and mutual funds. There are some limitations, though. You cannot use this account as a day trading account, and you're not allowed to purchase stocks from private companies. Now, there are a couple of other details when it comes to withdrawing the funds that I want to cover here. And because of the purpose of this account, the only way that you can pull the money out tax-free is if you're pulling it out for the purpose of purchasing a home. And when you're doing so, there are a couple criteria that you need to meet. The first is you have to have a written purchase agreement in place as of October 1st, the following year after you pull the funds out. Now, I actually really like this first criteria, and here's why. Let's say today, May of 2023, you're out looking at homes and you're ready to make offers on homes. Well, you can actually pull the money out of your FHSA and use that as a deposit on a home as long as you have a written purchase agreement by October 1st of next year. And the second criteria is you have to live in the home as your primary residence within 1 year of purchasing the property. So this FHSA cannot be used as savings for an investment property. Now, if you have to pull the funds out because you need to pay bills or repair a car or even just need some cash, these withdrawals will not qualify and they will be taxable. However, if you started saving in the FHSA and then a couple years down the road you decided not to buy a home, you can actually roll these funds into an RRSP and it will not count towards your contribution limits for that account. And if you're a parent and you're looking to help out your 18 or 19-year-old kid get ahead and start saving for a home, and maybe they don't have the income to be saving $8,000 a year, well, you can actually gift this money to them and they can contribute to their FHSA and it will not affect them from a tax standpoint because of how these accounts are laid out. Personally, I think this is a really great initiative set out by the Canadian government as it allows Canadians to at least start to save a portion of their down payment in a setting where you're not going to have any of the tax drawbacks that you do from other different savings accounts. So if you or anybody that you know is a first-time home buyer in Canada, consider sending them this video so that they can learn more about this new first home savings account and even get one opened. And if you have any questions at all, whether it's about this account or real estate in general, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.